All right, we're going to talk a little bit about how you can kind of start to coach yourself. I know not everybody who listens to my videos or who listens to the podcast can necessarily work with me or even another really good coach. And where coaching I think is valuable and why I want you to start coaching yourself is because your mind plays on a loop. So there's a stimulus, you saw the scale go up, it yields a certain outcome of events. You restrict really hard on Monday and Tuesday, and then you get invited out to eat and you have that what the heck thought process, and you allow yourself to eat all the food at the restaurant because you've been good Monday and Tuesday. Like there's certain patterns you constantly fall in, accompanied by certain thoughts that go with those patterns that keep getting you into the same situation over and over again. The beauty of working with somebody outside of yourself, one can easily highlight that, and two, they can start to help you learn how to not do those behaviors. They can start to teach you other ways of handling it or other ways of thinking about it. But you in your own mind space do what is comfortable. You keep repeating, because that's really all you know. And to be fair, you probably can't see another way. It's kind of like seeing the forest through the trees, right? You can't see it right now because you're living it, you're in it. But if you were to take a journal and you were to really be honest and write out what goes on in your mind in combination with self-destructive behaviors. And by now you probably know most of your self-destructive behaviors. Maybe you see yourself partying on the weekend with the attitude of Monday, I'll get back to it. Obviously self-destructive, it's not helping you get to your goals. You might be the person who white knuckles eating really low all day, and then before you know it, you're binging or grazing at night. Obviously that's self-sabotaging behavior, right? You might be the person who lets go of your goals when you're invited to something because you do the whole, well, if they can do it, they can eat it, why can't I? Comparison slash I should be able to, the entitlement thought process. All of those thoughts, behaviors, start with where you're self-sabotaging. Where do you see yourself having the most difficulty adhering to your calorie target or adhering to your healthy eating lifestyle? Where do you see it breaking down? Then from there, I want you to start writing out, what are my thoughts around that? What am I thinking about that? What usually triggers me? And from this, you can actually baby step your way into changes. So for example, white knuckling it Monday and Tuesday, really low on calories. I get invited out to eat by a friend or whatever, and I justify in my head, eating a lot because I've been so quote unquote good. Well, if that is your normal MO, right? Well, there's so many options you could do here. One, you could decline the invite for 1 week and see if that changes things. Like you play scientist. You say, okay, I won't accept the invitation. I'll stick to my normal eating meal plan and I will reevaluate that for next week, but this week I'm going to pass. Or you don't white knuckle Monday and Tuesday. You choose to have a couple treats on those days and actually eat a little bit more and see if that affects going out to eat with your friends. Another option would be to maybe invite your friend over to your house and make dinner for both of you in a way that supports you in your goals. So as you see, we're picking one thing, we're picking one destructive behavior that's not helping you. We're identifying your thoughts that go in combination with this. And then we're saying, okay, let's look at changing a variable. Let's look at changing one aspect of this. If you slowly, systematically go through these sabotaging behaviors and do this, changes can happen. Changes will happen. Because as long as you're changing the protocol, but what most people struggle with, they'll tell me these are the things I'm struggling with, like they'll list it all out, but they don't really connect the dots with their thoughts, the behaviors, and they don't see all those variables. And I'll say that's probably where as a coach I tend to step in the most. I say, okay, let's do this. Let's try this. Let's let's entertain this idea instead and see what happens. And I give them the safe space to experiment. Whereas with themselves, with most people by themselves, they expect if they make one change, all should be fixed. And that is not the case. You're gonna have to tick away this. And here's the thing though, you might have a buddy that you can pair with, and you might do a brainstorming session. They might be, well, what about if you did this? Or what if you did that? Now, coaching is a very crafty thing. You know, you want to get with a good coach if you have the opportunity. But if not, I would hate to see you not making some progress. And I would start with, again, listing out your self-sabotaging, writing out everything you're thinking and feeling, honestly, and then writing out at least 3 ways you could alter this. And then from there, try all 3. It might take you a whole month of exploration to figure out which one of those works for you. But if you could see a modicum of positive change, it would be worth it. And that's how you can start to become more self-aware, start to become more self-accepting, start to help yourself. And all the while, I want you to use your positive coaching voice. Hey, Heather, today we're going to try something different. We're not going to go so low on our calories Monday and Tuesday. We're actually going to put a treat in, so that way come Wednesday, you're not completely burned out from the process, and we'll see how this plays out. Hear my voice, positive, reassuring, treating it like an experiment, which it is. Potentially another way of handling it would be, hey, your friend invited you out to eat. This week we're going to pass because we don't want you to feel distracted, and we want to see what you will do without that stimulation of going out to eat and seeing if you make different choices. See, everything is about positive, reassuring, we're experimenting. So you have to also tap into your coaching voice. What's your coaching voice? It's the voice you would use if you were helping a friend, even if you didn't know the answer. It's the voice and the empathy, the concern, the care that you would have for a friend if they were wanting to make a positive change. So I hope this helps. I really, really want to see everyone getting to a better place with their health, with their weight. And I really think that it comes down to seeing where you're falling down, finding better ways of handling those situations. And again, I know not everyone will be able to afford or find a good coach. So please start this process for yourself. And even if you can get a coach, like say you're on my waiting list or somebody else's waiting list, if you start this process now, you're coming in with so much more valuable information than I'm just stuck. You're like, oh, I'm stuck and here's all my fall down moments and here's what I think I need help with. That would be awesome. Tell your coach this. This helps so much. So I hope this info helps. Please like and subscribe to me on YouTube and let me know how I can better serve you moving forward. You guys have a great week.